Hello and welcome, Essex County College family. This is the Virtual Cafe powered by Student Life and Activities. We hope you're doing well during this time. Today's episode number 53 is the latest installment in our live drawing series. We like to highlight artists around the state to show all Essex County College students about the variety of different types of drawing and art and tattoo professionals that exist out there in the world. Today, we have a very special guest with us. We have the famous tattooer, Mr. Lou O'Cassidy.
Pokemon, Pokemon Go, Pokemon, Pokemon Go, Pokemon.
Lou, how you doing today?
Oh, well, hello there. I'm doing really good, Joe. How you doing, man?
All right, man. Thank you for joining us today. You know, it's a very thankful time of year. I'm thankful to have a friend like Lou, who is an amazing artist and also an awesome tattooer, and he's going to show you what he's working on today. So, Lou, what are you working on today?
Today, I'm actually working on a Deathly Hallows tattoo for a little later on in the afternoon. So we're doing the Deathly Hallows symbol with some flowers around it. I think it looks really cool, you know.
That's really awesome. So this is going on a Harry Potter fan, I'm guessing?
Yeah. Which is funny because Harry Potter is a huge cultural blind spot for me. I don't really know a lot about Harry Potter, and I do a lot of Harry Potter tattoos, so it's very strange.
That's interesting. So you probably get that a lot where people come in and want to get something tattooed, and you don't even have the artistic frame of reference for it because you've never even heard about it. So what do you do to get that frame of reference?
Say it's Harry Potter and it's a specific character in the movie, I'll at least watch a YouTube video of that, or I'll watch like a clip of the movie just so I'm a little familiar with it, so I don't look stupid too.
So what are some of your influences? So Harry Potter is not your cup of tea. What are some of the influences that are natural that come right out of your hand for you when you're working on tattoo design?
I mean, as far as me, I'm influenced by a lot of old school skateboarding and skateboarding art. A lot of cartoons like like Ren and Stimpy, stuff like that has been a huge influence growing up. And it even though I don't see this, but a lot of people say that they can see it in my artwork and my tattoos. That direct reference almost. I guess it kind of like gets stuck in your brain. So when you create, it comes out naturally.
Awesome. And right now you are working on the stencil that's going to go on someone's body, and that's your guide before you tattoo, right?
Yeah, so I work on the like I have digital stuff. Like I have an iPad that I work on, but I like to draw my stencils and prepare my stencils by hand because it's easier when you tattoo. You have like almost like a muscle memory, and I get to you kind of work out problems in the design ahead of time, so when you actually get onto skin, it's like a fluid movement. So I'm working on the drawing now, and then she'll come in and approve it, make sure we're both on the same page, and then she gets to walk out of here with a cool little tattoo.
That's awesome. And you are working at Artisanal Tattoo. That's in Somerville, New Jersey, right?
That is correct. And I've been here. I've been here since the store opened about 11 years ago, and it's cool because I got to see the shop itself change with the times, and you get to see the town change as well. So it's I've been here a long time.
I bet. So Somerville, you would say the area that you're in, that's like a pretty I know the name of your shop is Artisanal, but I would say it's a pretty artisanal town, right? It's filled with a lot of vendors that are not, mega corporations. They're also one step above mom and pops, right? They're just like, explain it.
Yeah, so Somerville's the kind of town where, so we have like a huge wall about like 5 minutes from us that has like all the big, big name stores. And Somerville's kind of like that little town where it's a lot of, like you said, mom and pop stores, a lot of small business people, it's a really kind of cool shopping area. It's a cool area where it's got a lot of diverse food, and it's one of the only towns in New Jersey that has it's got like a Dungeons and Dragons card store. We have an arcade, we have a retro game store, we have a comic book shop, we have a tattoo shop, we have a skate shop. Like we have everything concentrated in this like little area. So working here it's amazing. I get to walk out of my shop. I got between appointments and go hang out with my friends and go play some video games, do a bunch of cool stuff. So it's pretty awesome.
That sounds awesome. Wow. Do you get a lot of young folks coming in, not just looking for tattoos, but wanting to apprentice or show off their portfolio of their own artwork they've been working on? How does that work, or how frequent does that happen to your shop?
It was for a period of time. There was a lot of people coming in with portfolios, showing off their stuff. Me personally, I like to see that. I like to see what people are working on, and it's dropped off in the past couple of years. I mean, obviously because of what's going on, we haven't had a lot of, like walk-in traffic or people even coming out too much. But yeah, there was a period of time where people come in, and I mean, that's what I did when I first started. I went to tattoo shops, and I had my little portfolio of drawings. They're horrible, and I'm not gonna lie. And the good thing is like if you listen to feedback from what people say, like if you listen to them critique your artwork, they're not doing it to make you feel bad. They're doing it to try to help you improve. So whenever I talk to somebody and I'll look at their artwork, I'm like, hey man, why don't you try this, or like why don't you maybe do a little reference for this, or try to draw in this style. And I mean, hopefully that helps somebody, because that's how I got to where I am. I mean, I was doing that at like conventions and stuff, and you go up to these whole bunch of different artists, or like when I first started tattooing, I would go up to the other tattooers and I'm like, hey man, you want to look at my portfolio? And it's horrible. It's filled with horrible, tattoos and pictures and stuff like that. But that's how I think I improved and kind of got me to where I am now. You want to see my progress? Let me show you my progress in a second. So we got 2 down. So we got the Harry Potter logo in here is going to be negative space. We got a peony in the background. We got a little succulent up here. I'm going to pop another one down there with some leaves. So you're seeing in real time tattoos happen.
This is amazing. Did the person, are the succulents, is that your own personal spice that you're adding to the Harry Potter tattoo design, or did the person want the flowers in there?
Yeah, she wanted she specifically asked for succulents. She's like, they're my favorite flower. I don't see a lot of them, and they're actually really fun to do. They're kind of cool little colorful flowers. And even if I do this in black and white, it'll still look really neat, because you have the negative space Harry Potter design, and you have these kind of cool little flowers behind it. And that's usually how I work. Like somebody will give me an idea, and we'll go back and forth, and we'll try to kind of get on the same page as far as you're basically contracting me to do the work, so I have to draw it to whatever you have in your mind, and I have to make that come on paper, and then ultimately like on your body for like the rest of your life. So there's a lot of communication is important. And Joe, I'm not the best communicator sometimes, so.
I don't think I am either, even though I have a degree in it. That's the irony.
I know, right? All right, so I'm going to throw some leaves on here now.
So when you're doing this initial stencil, when you're done with it, you're going to make a copy on the copy machine, correct me if I'm wrong, and then you're going to use that as a temporary tattoo on the person's on their skin, so that way you have the guide to tattoo over, correct?
Yes, that's correct. So I'll take I'll take the drawing. We'll figure out. So it's going on the wrist, so it can't be. It's not going to be huge. So we'll size it down to whatever whatever we're both comfortable with, size wise, and then yeah, I run it. We have a machine called the Thermofax, and we run it through the Thermofax, and it makes like this cool purple printout. I pop the printout on. We get the placement ready, and then I can trace along the Thermofax that's copy that's on the skin, and I trace that along, and it's an exact copy of what I drew. And yeah, then she gets this tattoo, and sometimes I'll have this really neat drawing left over. I'll give it to the person, because it's a piece of artwork. I mean, they legit they have it on their skin, but it's actually something creative as well. Or I have behind me, I have my wall of fame where I draw really cool tattoos. Some people, it's cool to show off because it shows off your skill, what you can do, and people can see like, oh wow, that's like awesome. There's like a Star Wars tattoo, or that's a cool dragon. Because I do like a lot of a large volume of what I do is very nerdy stuff.
We have a lot of nerds here at Essex County College, so they'll be pumped to know that you are a full-fledged nerd and that you're working on a nerd tattoo design right now. That's awesome.
I wonder if I'm gonna get a couple. Oh man, I got to look like Harry Potter.
No, it looks awesome.
I watched one of them. Some monster ate like a ferret, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I apologize to all the Harry Potter fans out there. I'm sorry. But I love talking about that stuff too. So even if it's something I'm not into or don't really know about, I will totally sit there during the session and obviously you're getting these tattoos. You're getting, say, this Harry Potter tattoo. I don't know anything about Harry Potter. Like, tell me why you're getting it. Tell me, why, what you like about the series, like what you like about the design. I love that stuff, and I think it helps me grow too a little bit. I'll make fun of you pretty much the whole time, but deep down, I'm.
So that's actually a really good point. So you're a tattooer, and tattooer or tattoo artist or tattooist, which one do you prefer?
I use tattooer because it's like a one who tattoos. You know what I mean? And it just sounds better. Tattooist sounds really weird. And tattoo artist is very I don't really like the word artist in general, so I try to stay away from that stuff. You know what I mean? It's just personal.
No, yeah, I totally get it. So people are coming in for all different types of designs, and like you said, you're learning too. It's helping you grow. That's important to note. You wanted to be a tattooer, you are a tattooer, but that being said, you're not simply tattooing things that you like on people all day. You got people coming to you with stuff that you may know, stuff that you've never heard of before, and stuff that you're like completely baffled by, right?
Oh yeah, that's I would say that's about 50% of my clientele would be I mean, even if I was to do like everything tattoos that I want to do, like only stuff that I like all day long, I think it would kind of get boring. You know what I mean? Like, I like the idea that people have different ideas and different takes on things. Whatever, within reason, what I could work with. So we're just doing some finishing touches now. We're pretty much almost done with this. And I try to lay it out to fit on the area too. Like I said, this is going on this girl's wrist, so I want to make sure that it fits like with almost like a wrist is almost like a straight like kind of area of skin. So I try to design it so it doesn't wrap too much, so it doesn't go all over the place.
Now, you don't actually know the physical size. You don't actually know the physical size of this person's wrist, so you're just making an educated guess on the area that you're tattooing, and then if you need to make it smaller or bigger to fit the wrist proportionally, you do that on the copy machine, right?
So what I'll do is, if it's somebody I do a consult with ahead of time. So say you come in and I want to get this part of my arm done or this part of my back done, and say I want like 5 roses, right? Or somebody wants 5 roses and they want it on their shoulder. I can map out where everything's going to go. Sometimes people will just email me, and I'm like, can you send me a picture of the body part? So I'm going off of a picture, sort of where they want it. But also, I've been tattooing a long time, so I got an idea of how things should flow and placement and stuff like that. And placement's the most important part of tattooing, because it could be a gorgeous design, but if it looks off or looks like it doesn't belong there, it's going to look really bad. So flow and placement are just as important as the actual artwork itself or the tattoo itself. So this is, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is the final design. So we have the outline of the Deathly Hollow symbol. I got that right. Deathly Hollows, right? All you Harry Potter nerds out there. A peony in here, and then the 2 little succulents on the outside. I mean, obviously the tattoo's going to be a little smaller, but I think we got it. So
that's awesome. So now you say that is going on someone's wrist. What might a tattoo like that cost somebody? Is that going to be full color, or is that going to be black and white, or you don't know yet?
I think it's going to be black and white, and what I do is I charge by like size and time. I don't really charge by those are my 2 kind of parameters. So if we do it a little smaller, I'll figure out it's going to take me about, like, let's say like an hour to change, with setup and everything, than actual tattoo time. So I'll charge according to how much time I spend on the piece and just the overall piece itself.
Awesome. All right, cool.
I don't even know what this is. This is one of those communication things where somebody's like, I want this line, but it's line work, but I want fire coming out of it. And I'm like, I don't know what any of that work means, so I'm going to have to kind of wing it.
That's interesting. So that, I know it's a lion, but it has like a very tribal vibe to it in its mane. That's what I'm looking at, right? It looks like tribal, the hair.
It's got a tribal vibe to it, but I don't even know if that's what he wants per se. So this is one of those instances where I get sent a bunch of images that don't really match, and like here's all these like strange ingredients, like that show with like here's like a squid and a snail and like peanut butter, make something out of it. That's kind of like a lot of what I have to do here sometimes. And that's like trying to get on their level of like what they're thinking. So the only thing I can do is just create like a piece and try to overwhelm them. Like, look how awesome this is. They're like, yeah, dude, that's awesome. Like, yeah, it's awesome. And then and then that's that. Of course, make changes as needed. But this is one of those things where it's like, I'm gonna kind of draw what I think he likes, and we'll see what happens from there.
That's awesome. Do you happen to have on you a sketch of something you did, and then maybe a final product of what you did, like a picture of or anything like that, where we can see, like, how you did this the sketch today for the Harry Potter? Do you have a sketch of a tattoo or a piece of art, and then the fully like realized version of it, so we can see something from beginning to end?
I don't even know if it's on me actually. I might. Bear with me a sec. Oh well, this kind of fits in the parameter. So I'm so organized today, everyone. Check this out. Look how organized I am. All right. So it's not exactly what you described, but I did this back piece on somebody years and years and years ago. So I don't know what people are seeing it, but it's like a modernized Japanese dragon with the phoenix and colors and swirls and stuff. And then her husband kind of wanted something matching, and I did the outline of this yesterday. This huge phoenix with these these really cool wrapping feathers or tail feathers or whatever they are. And he got it on his arm, so it kind of goes up his entire arm, and it kind of fills up this cool area. So that's close enough. Like I said, that's something I did on her, and then what I drew, and then I don't even have a picture of the outline I did on them, but you could always go on my Instagram and look at my work.
What's your Instagram? Why don't you let them know?
My Instagram is Lou_critical_hit. Where I post a lot of pictures of, some work in progress, some finished tattoos, a lot of cat photos.
You ever tattoo cats on anybody? We noticed the paw tattoo on your hand. You ever tattoo people's animals on them? Is that a thing?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, did I tattoo cats like the animal? No. Yeah, I've done things like I've done their actual animals' paw prints, especially when they pass away. So it's very emotional for people. One of the coolest things I did was there was these really tiny little paw prints that I didn't know what they were, and I tattooed them on this girl, and I was like, "What is this? Is it like a what animal is this?" And it was her hamster, and her hamster passed away, and she took his paw prints and popped them on there. So these teeny little hamster prints I did on her. And it was really cool, actually.
Oh, that is really cool. I used to
I'll take say somebody's got a cat or a dog or whatever animal they have. I'll do like I said, I do really cartoony stuff. So I'll do a really neat like crazy cartoon version of their animal, wearing sunglasses or something crazy like that, or them doing something very strange. I like that stuff because it shows a little bit of personality too. It's not just this is a photo of my animal. It's more this is a really bizarre version of my animal.
So do you have any advice for aspiring students that are already artists and have a portfolio and some work done, but are looking to enter the tattoo arena and maybe consider tattooing as a profession? What would be the first step of advice that you would advise for them?
I would say the first step would be to get tattooed. Find an artist online or go find a shop or a studio that you like, get tattooed by them. That's the first step, is actually getting tattooed. And the second step would be start drawing in the tattoo style. Tattooing is a very specific style that you have to kind of abandon a lot of art aspects. So study that a little bit. Study traditional tattooing and start drawing in that tattoo style, and that's going to save you more time in the future. So say you're like an oil painter, and you're like, oh, I want to start tattooing. You have to kind of stop doing that and start actually drawing tattoo stuff. And then later down the road, you can incorporate your anything you learn in art into the tattooing. So get tattooed and draw tattoo stuff.
All right. We want to thank our special guest today, Mr. Lou O'Cassidy of Artisanal Tattoo and Critical Hit. Lou, thanks for coming on the show. We appreciate you showing our students that awesome Harry Potter drawing. Why don't you show it to them one more time, man?
This is it. So when I finish it, maybe I'll post it up on my Instagram later, Lou_critical hit. And see you guys later. Take it easy, Joe.
All right. We want to thank you all for tuning in to the Virtual Cafe. We hope that you and your families are doing well during this time. We encourage you to stay safe, stay warm, and we will catch you next time. Take care.